Will engineering be tough if I'm bad at math? Well, let's not sugarcoat it. It will be brutally hard. How brutal? We'll show it to you in this video. Even in computer science engineering, math doesn't disappear. And if you are aiming for a career in AI or machine learning, get ready for math that can wobble your head. If just hearing the word math makes you get into panic mode, then this video is not for you. But if you're still here, then you're someone who knows that they're bad at math but wants to do something about it. So this video is just what you need. Here, you will get a glimpse of how tough math can get in engineering and what you can do to make it easier with expert-backed tips. Maybe you chose computer science engineering thinking, I'll be building apps, writing code, maybe hack into the matrix. But here's the reality. Take this problem for instance. An ugly number is a positive integer that doesn't have a prime factor other than 2, 3 or 5. Given an integer n, return true if n is an ugly number. Looks weird, right? This isn't a question from your engineering math textbook. It's a real question asked in interviews at top tech companies. And it just doesn't stop there. Here's more of what you would be expected to do. Fast Fourier transform to multiply polynomials efficiently. Fibonacci coding for compression and data structures. Chinese remainder theorem to solve modular equations. Sieve of Sundaram to find the prime numbers. These aren't nice to know topics, they show up in everything from cybersecurity to AI/ML. And here you're not just solving for some unknown X, you're proving logic, you're manipulating number systems. You're doing real math with real consequences. There are no multiple choice questions, no step-by-step answers. Only logic, pattern recognition and pressure all rolled into one. So, here's a way how to handle that pressure. Is there a way to make math easier to learn starting from now? Before we look for solutions, let's understand the problem better. Why does math really seem so hard for so many of us? Boaler, a professor at Stanford, has done years of research to understand just this, and she has even written a book about it. In her book, Limitless Mind, she says, I always ask those who are mathematically traumatized what happened and when. Almost every student I have asked has responded in the same way, recalling the timed math tests they took in their 2nd or 3rd grade. Some became anxious and did not do well, while others did well. But the tests caused them to think, not surprisingly, that mathematics was a subject of shallow recall and they turned away from math. And for some students, this fear doesn't just stop at school, it follows them home. For example, here's the story of a teacher, Jody Campanelli. Jody was told at the end of 2nd grade that she might have to repeat the year because she did not do well on timed tests. The first part of the story horrifies me, but there is more. She was told that she would have to go for tutoring with a principal, which Jody describes as a torture. And then, as if this pressure wasn't enough, it followed her home. Her parents made her do timed tests in the kitchen in the evenings. They set up a timer next to her that ticked away as she worked feverishly on the calculations. This isn't learning, this is survival. And here's the line which hits the hardest. Jody said that the sound of the kitchen timer still freaks her out to this day. In India too, it's no different. Students do fear math, but even parents do so. So much so that even teaching it to their kids seems intimidating for the parents themselves. I'm not talking about engineers. Look at here what Virat Kohli has to say about maths.
I was pretty decent at studies. If I focused on studies, I was pretty good at it, except for math. I just couldn't understand math. I still don't. So I'm scared. How am I gonna, teach anything to my daughter if she asks me questions? So that really scares me.
Lakhs of parents have a similar fear about math, and because of that, students are pushed into tuitions after school. More tests, more pressure, more fear. And instead of building confidence, this breaks you twice a day. Even surveys show the same trend, and that's how the fear of math slowly creeps into you and becomes a part of your life. This is not a small problem, it's a crisis of confidence. Maths doesn't just confuse people, to many it literally scares them. And maybe it feels the same for you too. So what's the way out? Thankfully, Boaler describes that as well.
You may have been told or led to believe that some people are math people and some aren't, or that math isn't for you. Well, it turns out that's not true.
There's no such thing as a math person or the idea that some people are math people. Everyone is a math person.
This is how learning works.
So, there is no such thing as a math person. The only thing you need to change is your mindset, and that should start today.
When I teach students at Stanford, whether they're undergrads or middle school students, and I say to them, I'm giving you this work to do because it's difficult, I want you to struggle, they look at me sometimes and they say, this is so hard. And I say to them, it feels hard because your brain is literally working so hard. This is what we want. And I find that when people really take on this message that being in a time of struggle is good, it causes them not only to learn differently, but to live their lives differently.
So there, Joe Boaler also talks about the learning pit. It's a struggle zone that every learner enters. It's the first step towards learning and not a failure.
When you make a mistake in math, your brain grows. Synapses fire in your brain. In fact, your brain grows when you make a mistake, but when you get work right, no brain growth happens.
When you make a mistake, you don't need to get the right answer. You just need to struggle and think about the mistake for synapses to fire.
That is because struggle and hard thinking are times when your brain grows the most.
This is why it's important in math class to work on hard problems that encourage you to struggle and even make mistakes, as these are the most important times for your brain.
So, it's clear, making mistakes actually helps your brain to grow stronger. But when most students make mistakes, they start fearing and stop trying. But if you follow these 3 steps, you can get better at math. Remember what we said in the beginning? If you are ready to face your fear, maths won't just stop scaring you, it will start supporting you. And with that, your engineering journey, it won't be something you will be scared about, but it will be something that you will be proud to build on. So, want to know what math can really feel like in real life when your mind is not ruled by fear? Here's a glimpse from Joe Boaler's math club.
I've done better with math when I was talking with people, sharing ideas. 4 or 5 brains work better than 1.
I'll see it one way, but then someone else will see it another way. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
I love that we're getting different answers out because lots of problems in math, there are different answers.
There's one way to solve the question. Because in real life, you're not gonna just do one thing, you're gonna do many things. You're gonna need to use different methods.
Take your time and just experiment with every way that could possibly work.
You definitely have to be patient because certain problems, they take forever.
Math isn't about speed, and you can make mistakes and you learn from them.
Yeah, I did that too!
Yeah.
Sure, classroom might look different, but that feeling is something you can create wherever you want starting today.